Good morning everyone, welcome to today's job. And today's job is, well, it's not a day's job, it's hoping to get this done in 4 days. It's a roof, a driveway and a patio. So let's have a look. There's the roof, all along there, and a bit around the side there. I'll take you around the back once I've shown you the driveway. So a couple of patches where the cars sit clearly, we always see that. Black spot, white spot, yellow lichen. These are all lichens, but oh, a bit of chewing gum. Get rid of that. This is going to be interesting, but I reckon I'll just plonk me scaffold towel there and reach over. I don't think that'll be too much of an issue. I will get a better shot of the driveway when I move my van, but it's a bit tight down here. So I think if I put it on the side of the road, it's going to be difficult for people to get by. So I'm just going to leave it there for now, and I'll get a better shot at some point. Okay, there's a load of black spot along these sections here. We've got that there. They haven't asked for that to be cleaned, but I will clean it for them. Well, I will ask first, because sometimes people don't want stuff cleaning. Path along here, concrete. Clean that as well. And then we've got an Indian sandstone, fairly average sized patio around the back. Just dirty, plenty of black spot. The black spot isn't so bad that I'm going to have an issue, I don't think. Pointing's absolutely shot to pieces. They're having some work done with this once I've been and gone. They didn't really go into details, but I'm assuming they're getting it pointed and a few areas fixed, but they're having their sleepers replaced, because you can see they're all rotten. There's the back roof, so we've got obviously that main roof, and then we've got an extension here. So the main roof is going to be like a beigey sort of greyish, I imagine, and this will be a darker brown colour because it's newer. These tiles are like exactly the same tiles as the last roof clean I posted on YouTube, where they have missing corners. They always have missing corners. You can't see them because they're stuck together with the moss, but I pretty much guarantee that once I start washing, we'll start seeing some little corners coming off. That is just purely aesthetic. It doesn't affect the tile, it's not going to affect the waterproof, its function of waterproofing the roof. So it doesn't do anything. Look, obviously if I find any cracked ones or see any cracked ones, I will let them know. So yeah, pretty standard sort of job. Let's get up there and get it cleaned. Cheers. Okay guys, I'm ready to go. Can't see anything too untoward up here. Can't see any cracks, can't see any damage. The pointing looks okay to me. I mean, granted I can't really see it all because it's covered in so much moss and lichen, but from what I can see, it looks nice and solid. So no real concerns. This should come up all right. Like I say, this is the old part of the roof. So the tiles are complete. The original coating, which would have been brown like this, has completely weathered away. You can see, I think you can sort of see that behind, like there are patches of there are bits where moss have come away from the roof and fallen onto the floor or onto the roof below, and it's like a light browny sort of grey colour. So that's what that's going to be. Obviously that bit there, that's an extension which is newer, that's going to be brown. Same here, brown. Yeah, anyway, stop talking, let's go. so I don't have to be too thorough with this. I mean, I'm going to obviously wash it down before I leave today, but the patio is getting cleaned, so there's no need to be super tidy with it. It's going to get sorted later on.
Everything's going well. I fear that I may be near a wasp's nest because it seems to be increasing. One just landed and sat on top of the camera. It was preening itself. I just left it be and carried on, but there seem to be a lot of them now. I can't see where they're coming from. So look, rather than stand here wasting time talking to you, I'm going to get this last little bit done and get down from here. Even though I've got to treat it, thing is, the treating doesn't make so much noise, and I don't think it's as disturbing for them, because obviously you got the hum from the pressure washer and the sort of noise from the whirling water from the lads. I don't know. Anyway, I'm going to shut up. Let's get this done before I get stung. Morning guys. So just parked my van over the local church, which is right next to the customer, because it's down a small lane, this job, and I don't want to block the lane. Right, okay, roof's done. My apologies, I haven't really been talking much on this roof clean. Probably some of you are happy about that, but I know some of you like me to explain what I'm doing and stuff. So, but yeah, so roof's done. Just need to do the driveway and patio now. So now the van is gone, I can turn you around and show you the driveway properly now. Excuse me, I've just had a bacon and egg sandwich made by the lovely Ian, the owner of this house. Ian and Jude, absolutely lovely couple. Hello Ian and Jude, if you're watching, which I think you are because you said you would be. Absolutely delicious sandwich. But now I'm burping a bit, but excuse me for that. Anyway, let me turn you around and show you the drive. I'm going to send the drone up. We'll get some footage of the roof as well while it's up there. Yeah, like I said earlier, there's the two spaces where the cars sit. Very normal. I mean, it's not the worst we've seen, is it? It's pretty average. Lots of moss in the joints. A few weeds dotted about. Should come up nice. One thing I did notice, and the customer Ian has pretty much told me that this has not been sealed, this drive, ever. But when it was getting wet from the roof, when I'm rinsing down and stuff, and rinsing down the stuff off the driveway, I could see like some sort of little arcs here, like here. You can't see it now, but when they're wet, they're quite clear. But to me, that's a classic sign of sealer that's been applied incorrectly, badly, and it's bloomed. But Ian has said he's never had it sealed, and it was never sealed when they had it installed, so clearly I'm wrong. I mean, look, the customer knows better than I do. It's their driveway, but that's what it looks like to me. So it's a strange one because he says it's not been sealed. So yeah, I haven't got a clue what it is, but at least you can't see it when it's dry, so it doesn't really matter. Let's go around the back. Have I shown you the back? I can't remember. So did a little test patch just with the fan nozzle on that. Look at that, pretty much taken off all the black spot. There's still some remnants there. A nice treatment of SH, sodium hypochlorite, hypo, that will sort that out, no problem. So that's going to come up looking brand new, that is. Okay, down here we've already looked at. Still got to clear up some moss around here. Yeah. Big pile of moss there I've got to clear up. Some moss there. Still some tidying up to do then. We'll have this done today, and yeah, get this looking amazing for them. Right, let's do it. I am genuinely starting to get concerned about my memory. Just gone to get the drone to get shots of the driveway and patio, and this is my last day I'm here as well, and I forgot the drone. Genuinely guys, my memory is getting so bad these days. It is starting to bother me. I take like this sort of fancy fish oil. It's not just cod liver oil, it's like all sorts of fish oils mixed together to try and help my memory and things, like, and to help my cognitive brain, is that the word? Cognition, my cognitive, oh, I don't know. Anyway, I forgot it. I know we've touched on this in the past, and I've told you that I've got a really bad memory. And some of you have suggested I make lists and stuff, and yeah, it's a great idea, but I have tried that, and ironically I forget the lists. So I'll write the list out, and then I'll leave the list on my desk, and then I get a job like now, and I'm like, well, I forgot my list. What did I write on that list? I'm joking about it and I'm laughing a bit, but I genuinely am a bit concerned about my memory. My wife says I've got a lot on my mind, and that's probably why. But and she's right. I do running a business and having a YouTube channel and having a family and the concerns that come with that. I mean, everyone has that. Everyone has that. Everyone has issues and concerns and worries. I just feel that my memory is just getting so bad. I'm not sure what to do. I don't know whether it's something I need to be really concerned about and go and see the doctor. I don't know. Anyway, look, enough of that. I ain't got my drone, so I can't take any drone shots, and I'm not going back to go and get it because there's no way I'll get this done today if I do that. So yeah, right, anyway, look, let's stop talking. I'm going to try and get some shots as best I can. So disappointed. Anyway, let's crack on, people. Let's crack on. That bench has come up really well. I would say 80% of the hypo black spot has gone, but it definitely needs an SH treatment So we'll do that later and get rid of those final spots. So let me show you. So from there, it looks pretty good. Vast improvement, but when you get up close, you can see sort of remnants of the black spot. That'll come up nice, high pole and that. And that'll get rid of all those last spots. That'll come up like new. Anyway, let's crack on. Okay guys, so I can see a couple of areas where it's starting to dry up. There's some little remnants and spots left behind, so I'm just going to go over them neat with the brush. That should take care of them, those final last tough ones, and then I'll get it rinsed down and I'll make a start round the back. Yeah, let's carry on. Okay, so that seems to have done the trick. I can't see any spots. The hypo seems to be doing its thing, but I won't know for sure until I've rinsed it off. See, normally I would go and sit in my van while this does its thing. And my van is normally very near the driveway, so I can watch people, make sure people don't walk on it and stuff like that. But my van is right over there. See, it's right over there, and it's facing, I mean, I know I could turn it around, but I'm not close enough to warn anyone from coming onto the driveway. And I've already seen a couple of little kids ride by on their little bikes. And you know what little kids are like? They ride on stuff, whether it's theirs or whether it's whether it's private property or not. So I'm just going to have to stand here for the next 10 minutes, 10-15 minutes or so, because I can't risk any little kids riding on here. I mean, it's unlikely they'll fall off and roll in it, but you never know. You know, I'm just going to have to stand here for a bit and then rinse this off, and then I'll get cracking around the back. Right guys, let's do that. That's come up lovely. So I'm just going to wait for that to dry now. I'm going to start around the back and the side. That soakaway, customer has told me it is a soakaway. I mean, it's doing pretty well for a soakaway. You can see that it's sort of heading down this way. Soakaways always get backed up. They can't handle the amount of water that's been thrown at them. Perfectly normal. That will clear, not an issue. So by the time I've finished around the side and back, that should all have gone and it should be dry. It might be a little bit damp at that section, but if I have to, I'll just have to wet sand. It's not a problem. Okay, well, let's get started around here. so I should probably explain. I've just gone over it again with another 50/50 through the X-Jet. Sorry I didn't film that. I'm now just going to go and spot clean some areas. Okay, I think that's pretty much done it. There still a load of foam on there, still a load of surfactant on, so I can't really see, but I'm almost certain, I reckon I'm about 97, 98%, which is good enough. And I'm just, do you know what, now I'm going to go and re-sand the front while that sits here and does its thing, because I've only just put it on, so we might get better than that. Yeah, let's do it. Right, sanding time. Okay guys, been a long day and I'm done. I've still got loads to pack up, but I just need to take my final shot now. So sandstone's come up absolutely lovely. I've got to say I'm at my 98% black spot removal rate, so I'm happy with that. There's your spot dotted around, there always is, but I mean they're very hard to find. So yeah, this has come up absolutely lovely. Really nice colours, amazing colours on this. I mean, look at that one. That is just amazing. Look, it's sort of purpley and it's got pinks and oranges. It's so nice. I love Indian sandstone. Yeah. Got a few dendrites. That's a nice one. Nice one there. A few there. I spotted some more actually, there's a faint one there. Circles come up nice. Not as bright as the rest, but still very nice. So I've still got loads to do. I've got to wash the windows down, put the grates back, pack all my stuff away. I think it's around 5:30 now already. I'm not going to be home until about 7, I don't reckon. Oh well, these days happen. I'd rather be busy than not working. Okay, so driveway's come up nice. Obviously you can see the areas where the cars are. That's always the same. My hose just popped off there and made it all wet and ruined my final shot. So thank you, hose. Try and get another photo before I leave. Anyway guys, that's me done. Another big job. So yeah, massive thank you to Ian and Jude, the owners of this house. Absolutely lovely people. Been really nice, made me sandwiches, cups of tea. Really friendly people, really a real pleasure to work for. So thank you, Ian and Jude. Hope you enjoy your new looking driveway and patio. Yeah, thanks for watching guys, and I will see you next time. Cheers.